What is a business plan? Right, there's so much out there about what a business plan is, and a lot of it is just boring BS, okay? I'm not saying this video is not going to be boring. We're talking about business plans, for God's sake. Business plans is like the homework to your business. Imagine you've just won a competition to Disney World, and as you get there and you're queuing up, someone comes up to you and go, oh, before you go in, here, write an essay about why you want to come in. That's your business plan. Right, okay, so let's get into this. What we're going to talk about in this video is, what is a business plan? Do you even need a business plan? If you do a business plan, what do you even do with it? If you've been following some of these videos, you may not have been, you may just be a first time watcher. I'm going through the process of starting a business. I'm going through every aspect from that, and this one will kind of cover the business plans. There's also going to be a part 2 to this video if you want to watch that. Don't worry if you don't. When it comes to business plans, the truth is a lot of new businesses and small businesses end up just ignoring it and just not doing it altogether. It's completely fine if that's what you want to do. A lot of people associate doing a business plan as in getting funding, and if you're not actually looking for external funding, do you even need it? Good question, good point. And let's we'll tackle that. That said, in this video, we're really getting into nitty gritty. We'll talk about what a business plan is. Do you even need a business plan? And if you do a business plan, what do you even do with it? So let's crack on. So what is a business plan? I'm not going to talk to you about definitions of business plans or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you what it is. A business plan is like your personal guide to your business. You've come up with an idea, and now you're going to structure each bit of that idea from what is the idea or the product or the service, what is the mission statement of that, and when I say mission statement, what is its purpose? If you had to write it down in one sentence or 2 sentences, if you can really nail it down into those 2 sentences, what is it and what does it do? And then you talk a bit more detail about what it does, talk about yourself, talk about your values, and then you can move on to your customers. Who is this for? How does it serve them? It doesn't have to be one type of person, it can be different types of people. And it kind of gets into that sort of nitty gritty. And a lot of people use it to kind of hold themselves accountable. But other people just do it as kind of their guide, as I said at the beginning. Do you even need a business plan? Well, it's completely up to you. So I will always do a business plan. For this business that I've created, High Five Innovation, I've done a business plan. Now, I haven't written things in so much detail that it's going to put me to sleep, because I'm not showing it to anyone. If I have to write a business plan for someone else, I'll put a bit more effort into it. I've written it for myself, so it's mainly just bullet points, and it kind of opens up the world of my business past my own nose. What I mean by that is, we as humans, we think very linear. We get an idea and we just kind of run with that idea. And I've worked with a couple of businesses on things like this before, and they're so excited to get that product out. When you talk to them about doing a business plan, and they kind of say no, so I send them a template, and they just ask some simple questions, not for me, for them, and it really kind of makes them think differently about it. You know, some people may not know what a target audience is, and we'll talk about that in later videos. Some people don't know what their mission statement is. They've just got an idea. I want to write a book. I've written a book. Oh, no one wants to read it. Well, who did you write that book for? What was the thinking behind that? And what is the future of this? Is it just a standalone? You know, it's about really growing it. So, do you need a business plan? No, a lot of people can just roll with it themselves, and they know it in their heads. And the thing is about a business plan is it evolves. You know, what you write now, starting a business, may actually be completely different than what you've learned in a month's time. It kind of evolves, and it doesn't mean you have to write a new business plan. It just means that you can just change things as you know it if you feel you need to. So personally, yeah, I would write a business plan. If you think that it's going okay and you don't need it, then just crack on. But there may be a point where you kind of get stuck and you feel like you've hit the ceiling on where you can go. And this happens a lot with small businesses and new businesses when they're kind of tapped out their friends on Facebook or their connections and stuff like that. And they've had quite quick success due to people they know buying their products or services. And now it's kind of got stuck and you think, well, I need to grow that to really hit my dreams and visions of growing my business. So in that case, you can come back to it and you can rewrite it or write your first one. It doesn't matter. And what do you even do with it? So as I said, like if you've decided to do a business plan, fantastic, brilliant, good for you. If you're like me, I don't give my business plans to anyone else. If I'm working for a business and they've got kind of investors or board members or anything like that, and I've worked for some big companies, then yeah, your business plan has to be written correctly. But when it's just for me and it's a small business and stuff like that, it's bullet points. I'm not treating this like writing these essays that people write, but I'm not saying that's bad. It really, really does get into the nitty-gritty. But when starting a business, people spend so much time preparing because they're so nervous about getting it out there. They worry and they just waste time. You know, I'm very much a person who learns by doing. I'd like to have a business plan as kind of like a guide into what I'm going to hit or what I may come across or who I'm going to speak to, but I'd rather just crack on and get out of there. What I will say is what you do with your business plan is you've got your service, you've got your idea, you've got your product or whatever, and you write that down fast before creating your website, before going on social media and stuff like that. You may already be past that stage and already done that, that's fine. You can come back. So I would really suggest that if you have written a business, if you are looking at starting, rein it back in, write your business plan, because then that can dictate the values of your website or who it's going to attract or what you want them to do on your website, and same with your social media and stuff like that. There's other plans that people talk about, digital marketing plans and all this. Ignore them right now. Business plan. Doesn't have to be long. I don't care if it's a page of A4. Just write down some ideas. And what I will do in the next video is I will get you a template for a business plan. And I'll put that on my website. And we'll go through a quick business plan, something you don't have to spend too much time on, but it's for you. So really kind of rush through kind of some of this nonsense of business plans and actually a lot of the good stuff that happens. But there are good points and bad points. And some of these good points include, thinking about your business differently. Who are you going to serve? Who your customers are? It does create your own guide. It creates a map of where you want to go, even if it's just for the first 4 weeks of your business. It really, really works very well like that. But there's some bad points as well. I think people spend too much time writing business plans, especially for small businesses when they've not done it before. I think they do take a lot of time if you're really kind of going through it and being thorough. And there's nothing wrong with being thorough, but you may just be itching to get out of there, getting in there. And if you've not run a business or anything before, there's a lot of learning to do out there. So write a basic plan and then just crack on. And as I said, you may write it and in 4 weeks it just is out of date. So there are good points and bad points. But to kind of summarize, as I said just now, if it was me, I would write a business plan. It doesn't matter in what form. It could be on an A4 piece of paper. It could just be bullet points in your head. I think there should be a structure to it. I think there's some key points that you need to hit. And I think those key points are your mission statement, your values, a bit about you and your story, a bit about your service or product or idea, and then who does it serve, who does it benefit, some stuff about your target audience, and then maybe a bit just to kind of say, this is what I'm going to do in the next 4 weeks, 3 months. I don't care what time scale you put. I think that would be beneficial to a lot of you. I think you should not pay for, especially if you're a small business or you're a new business, you shouldn't pay for a business plan right now, or ever. I think every person, every business is different. I think the most important thing though is get out there, just do it, just crack on with your ideas and your products and just get them out into the world. I hope I've kind of just rushed through some thoughts, and I think a lot of people think the same thing. In the next video, I'm going to talk about business plans, but let's be a bit more practical. So what I do is I get a template, we'll go through that template, and we'll put some kind of key points in for that. I've done a business plan for High Five Innovation. I think it's very important. And I think that's it. I think we should wrap up this video. So subscribe, like, do all those normal things. Really appreciate it. Be your best friend forever. Have a great day, and speak to you later.